Well, welcome to Special Times with Peter Filosa and my TV show with Katie.
Hi, Peter. It's
Hi.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm so happy to be on your show. It's been a long time since you've been here in the studio.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. When was your first episode?
In 2019 with Denise Garlick.
Yeah, and that was your only episode in the studio so far, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So it's been a while.
Since then, not I've been doing all of them all over the Zoom. So
Right. Yeah. Well, it's good to have you back in the studio.
it's good to be back.
This is my first day meeting you, and I would love to learn more about you. So, can you tell me a little bit about your time in Medfield? So, when did you first learn about Medfield TV?
I learned it from Brett Poyer, who's an old friend of mine from Medfield. I went to Medfield State Hospital, and I met him, and we talked about me doing the show here, and I told him it would be awesome to have a show on Medfield TV, and my mom started talking to Brett and all that, and it became a thing.
Yeah. When did you come up with the idea for the show?
From Brett.
From Brett, yeah. He gave you the idea.
Yeah.
Nice. And so we learned you've been doing the show since 2019.
Yep.
So tell me about some of your guests. Who's been most notable so far?
Carly has been the most celebrity guest I've had so far.
And who is she?
She's my friend, the beauty queen from Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
I wish I could say that. My friend, the beauty queen. So what other guests have you had?
I've had my buddy Drew Belilis, who runs a special needs adult travel group called Drew's Trips. And I go on all sorts of trips with him, and he's a wonderful guy, and I go to all Red Sox games. I go to wrestling. I go to different sporting events with him, and I've been all over the world with him. I went to San Diego and Honolulu, Hawaii.
Wow.
In 2010.
Yeah. That's really fun. So we'll get to some of your trips in a little while.
Yeah.
I'd love to know, was your show here at Medfield TV the first time you'd ever been involved with Medfield TV? Was talking to Brett the first time you had heard about Medfield TV?
I was friends with Jack Peterson.
Jack Peterson?
And there was a younger guy, I forget his name, it was a long time ago. But Jack introduced me to the TV station, and he came through my line a couple times when I was working at Shaw's in Medfield. I got to talk to him and get to know him personally, and he was a very nice guy, and I was sorry to hear about his passing, and he was a very nice guy to me, and he was very polite.
Yeah, that's really wonderful. And somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that this studio is named after him. I've seen his nameplate out in the hallway.
Yeah, he was a great guy, and
yeah.
I feel that he helped me learn about the TV station, and then I became friends with Brett, and after Jack left, and I became friends with Brett, and now I'm doing this TV show, and I like it because it's helped me be friends with Medfield TV, so.
And you're great on camera, so
Yeah.
you're perfect for this. So you also grew up in Medfield.
Yep.
What has changed in Medfield over the years since you were a kid?
I was friends with the Conlins, Bill and Lucille Conlin, and Lucille would get me off the bus every day from my camp called Camp Arrowhead in Natick. Every summer she would get me off the bus, and I would hang out at her house till my parents came home from work, and she was like a grandmother to me over the years, and she would take care of me and my sister, and yeah.
Nice. Wonderful. I think I've walked through that campsite before when I've been kayaking over in that pond.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
And Lucille was a wonderful person, and she was amazing, and she was great to me. So.
Yeah. What else has changed in Medfield?
Lucille's daughter-in-law,
Daughter-in-law?
daughter-in-law, the Conlin, she's a realtor in Medfield, Betsy Conlin.
Nice.
And my mom's friends with her, yeah.
Wonderful.
And we've been friends with the Conlins for since I was a child.
Yeah. They're like family to you?
Yeah.
Nice. That's really nice. It's good to have, such a close knit group of people that you can.
But they don't live they don't live in town. Just Betsy lives in town, but we have a whole new people that live on my street now. So, yeah.
So let's dive into some of your past work experiences. So can you tell me about some of your past jobs and which ones were your favorites?
I worked at Shaw's in Medfield for a year, doing bagging and carriages, but I wasn't a fan because of the pouring rain and the cold snow and all that, and I wasn't a fan of doing that. So I like when I was at my old day program called HME in Plainville, I like doing Helping Hands Florist, which is a enclave flower florist at my day program called HME in Plainville, which was my favorite. What I would do is I would I would take the flowers out of boxes and then categorize them by category, and then I would cut the stems off the flowers and put them in vases with water and put them in the coolers, and that's where I fell in love with doing flower work. So,
what would be your dream job?
Being like a floral assistant or some type of floral job helper role, yeah.
Nice. So I am a big fan of flowers too. I love cutting them right from my garden, bringing them inside, having lots of vases around the house. So what are some of your favorite types of flowers?
My favorite is roses.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite color?
Red.
Red, yeah. And you told me that your girlfriend likes flowers too, is that right? Can you tell me a little bit more about her?
She's her name's Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
She goes to my day program down in Somerville called ETC for a company called Vinfant, and we talk every night over the phone, and she calls me or I call her and we talk, and she's always there for me, like to talk to me every day, and I appreciate her. So
yeah, it's really good to have a special someone in your life that you can just talk with and talk about your day, and that you can
I ask her how her day was at the day program, and she tells me what's on her mind. So
Mm-hmm. What do you like to do with her when you get together?
I haven't seen her since my birthday on January 7th of 2019, so it's been almost 4 years
Oh, wow.
since we've been since we've seen each other face to face.
Yeah, that's a long time apart. Hopefully you'll
Yeah.
get to see her soon.
Yeah, and I've talked to my mom about maybe, I got her some Valentine's Day gifts, like a box of chocolate and some gifts for her. So I talked to my parents, and they said they would help me set up a time in the very near distant future about me being able to drop off her gifts at her group home in Waltham.
I bet she would love that. That's really nice.
So at least I could see her from the door.
Yep, exactly. So, what are some of your hobbies? You like wrestling, right?
Yep, I'm a big wrestling fan. I've met Paul Bearer, The Undertaker's late great Hall of Fame manager named Paul Bearer, aka Percy Pringle III, who became Undertaker's manager, Paul Bearer, and I got to meet him at the Millennium Wrestling Federation events at Melrose Memorial Hall in Melrose.
Nice.
And I got to meet him and Daniel Bryan, who was on SmackDown, but he's now with AEW, All Elite Wrestling, in their new pro wrestling organization called AEW. So he's working for them now.
So, I have actually never watched wrestling before. What would you say to me to convince me to watch wrestling? Why is it so great?
Because for special needs people who don't have much power in their lives, who can't make choices for themselves, and who don't have a lot of power in their lives to make choices, for clients that feel powerless, they go to the wrestling because the wrestlers are so like big. They're always like big and bigger than life characters. Like they like Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, The Rock. The wrestlers are always on TV, and I just went to a show called SmackDown with my dad and with my best buddy Garrett. We went to Friday Night SmackDown on at the TD Garden in Boston last week.
Nice.
On Friday, and that was amazing.
Wow.
And
Yeah, that must have been so fun.
and I got to sit in the loge section, and that was amazing. Not too far from the ring,
Yep.
and you could see like them coming out and seeing all the wrestlers come out and all the pyrotechnics. It was pretty cool.
That's really exciting.
It was pretty cool.
And so, speaking of the TD Garden, you like hockey, and
Yeah.
you used to be on a hockey team.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about your team?
I was on a team for 7.5 years called the East Coast Jumbos. My old friend Ray and Jim Perry, who are firefighters from Waltham, they were my hockey coaches for 7.5 years, and I was a right winger for them, and I was on the offensive side of the puck, and I would go to hockey practice every Sunday from 6:40 to 7:30 in the morning at River School in Weston.
Wow, that's early.
And I stopped playing after 7.5 years because since the pandemic, they can't add me back onto the team because they can only have a certain number of players. So, and I miss them, but getting up that early in the morning was very difficult, and
Yep.
I'm
You can
happy.
still go watch them though. You can
Yeah.
cheer them on.
Yeah, I could. My coach Ray said I could still go and watch them practice and keep friendships with them. So
Is hockey your favorite sport?
I like the Celtics very
Yeah.
much, and they just made it to the finals, and the Bruins are my ultimate favorite because they that I go every year with Drew's trips to the TD Garden to see the Bruins play the day after Thanksgiving, the matinee game the day after Thanksgiving.
Who's your favorite
Every
player
year.
on the team?
I was friends with Desanio Chara.
Really?
I met him in 2005 at the Bruins Wives Carnival in Boston at the Garden, and I have a picture in my autograph album. I have a photo of me sitting next to Chara at the Bruins Wives Carnival with me and him. We have a photo together.
So cool. I would love to meet
I was
him
friends
someday.
with him, so
Yeah,
and we would stay in touch over the years. And
that's great.
I wrote him an email about me playing for the Jumbos, and he wished me good luck, and it was great of him to respond to me. So
He seems like a really great guy. I mean, he's a great captain, so he's got to be really
yeah,
a wonderful
I don't know if
person.
he's still playing, but
Yeah, I don't remember either, actually. I haven't watched the Bruins in a few years.
I think he's not playing anymore. But he was great to me, and I also like the Red Sox. I was the ceremonial first pitch pitcher for the Red Sox on June 13th of 2003.
Wow.
And Dougie Mirabelli, who I want to give a shout out to, he was my catcher.
We'll make sure he watches this episode. We'll send it right to him. That's great. So cool. And you've thrown some first pitches at a few other games too, right? Can
Yep,
you tell me about
I
this?
did. I did the Red Sox. I've done the Portland Sea Dogs in Portland, Maine, for the AA Red Sox. I've done the Woo Sox in Worcester. Not this August, last August. I did them. I threw out the first pitch at the Woo Sox baseball game in Worcester, and my dad took me to that, and that was pretty cool. And I got to see the whole new stadium called the Polo Park.
Yep. How was that?
That was beautiful. Polo Park is a beautiful stadium, and I got to meet I got to shake hands with the baseball player from the Woo Sox after he caught my pitch. Got to shake hands with him and give him a hug, and that was pretty cool. And I've done all the Cape Cod League teams for ceremonial first pitches. I've done Cape Cod League. I've done the Brockton Rocks twice. The Martha's Vineyard Sharks that I was friends with over the years. The Martha's Vineyard Sharks of the Futures Collegiate League. And I was known by my friend Maria Stefanos from Channel 5, who used to be on Fox 25. She interviewed me as the ceremonial first pitch local legend here from Medfield. And if Maria's watching, hey Maria, it's me, Peter. I'm giving you a shout out.
We'll make sure this gets to Maria too.
I was friends with her when I lived at my old group home in Foxborough. I would see her at the CVS in Foxborough when I would go to get my pills. Her and her son would be shopping, and she would say, "Hey, Peter, the local legend, how are you?" And I would say hi to her, and she was very nice to me, and she interviewed me on Fox 25, and I've tried to keep in touch with her now that she's at Channel 5. I've tried to call her at the TV station and say hi once in a while, but she's been too busy to say hi to me. She's been too busy to talk to me. So
Yeah. That's really cool that you saw her out in the wild.
Yeah.
At CVS. So you alluded a little bit to Drew's trips, and you've been on a lot of trips in the past. What has been your favorite trip so far and why?
My favorite trip so far has been Rockport. That we just my mom, my dad, and my sister and I and my wonderful niece Tenley, and my sister and my brother-in-law John. We all went up to Rockport last weekend
Oh wow, nice.
to visit my cousin Amber and my cousin Olivia and Dave and Gabe, who were in town from Texas, and we got to go up to Rockport, and we walked up the main street up to where the ocean is, and that was a beautiful view, seeing the ocean. And
Did you get to dip your toes in?
no,
No.
but it was a beautiful view, just standing on the rocks, just overlooking the ocean. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it's really pretty up there in Rockport, Gloucester, that area. It's really, really nice up
And
there.
I was in a movie up in Essex, Mass, called Grown Ups.
Yeah, I was watching, I think the episode with Brett, and you talked a little bit about that. Tell me about some of the movies that you've been on.
I was on a movie called Grown Ups with my mom, with Adam Sandler. I got to meet David Spade and Kevin James and Selma Hayek. I got to say hi to Kevin James, and I got to shake hands with Selma Hayek and David Spade.
Hmm. And you've been on some other movies too, right?
Yeah, The Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
I was on that with my dad, yeah. And I applied for a movie that's being filmed in Chelsea called Claire
Ooh.
to be a movie extra, and they did pick me, but I wasn't able to do the certain steps to be in the movie. Like I had to do one day. I had to get in for wardrobe and all that, and I had to do the COVID test and all that, and then one day they asked me for wardrobe and all that, and I couldn't. Because they sent it to me 2 weeks ago on an email, and I couldn't check my email because I was at my group home in Roslindale, so I couldn't answer them right back. So it was too late for me to not be able to do the steps to get into the movie. So
That's too bad. But
there
you've
was
been on so many.
there were certain dates
Yeah.
that the stuff had to be done by.
That's you'll be on another one. I'm certain of it.
And they've been filming some movies at Medfield State Hospital.
Yeah.
There was one called the Boston Strangler movie. I applied for that, but that was filmed at Medfield State Hospital, and I did apply, but to be a movie extra, but they did not get back to me.
And what about Shutter Island? Were you on that one?
No, I didn't apply for that one.
I don't think they needed many extras in that one anyway.
No, that was a scary movie, yeah.
It's a scary movie, yeah.
But they're filming a lot of movies around New England now that
Yeah.
we're becoming what they call the Hollywood of the East.
Yes, and that's how it should be. There should be all kinds of movies here.
Yeah, so it's very awesome that we're getting noticed now by movie companies.
Mm-hmm. So tell me, what is it like to be on a movie set? Because I've never been on one before.
It's amazing.
Yeah?
You get to learn all about the cameras and how they move them all around and how they do their the filming and the shooting of the scenes, and it's a very learning experience.
How many people are usually on the set?
There's a lot of people, like the producers, the actors and actresses, and my mom and I were in the restaurant booth for the movie Grown Ups, and that was a learning experience, and we got to see how they do all the camera work, and when in the movie when Adam Sandler's yelling at they have an argument with the food people. My mom, they said to my mom and me to go, to look in awe of this argument that they're having, and that was pretty cool that I got to do that, and it was pretty cool that that I got to do that for 3 days, and it was an all-inclusive resort. Like they would have like food trucks and food meals provided for us all day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and that was pretty cool.
Wow, that is really cool. And what's your favorite part about being in movies?
My favorite part of being in the movie is just being a movie extra. It's an honor to get noticed by the movie companies, that for people with special needs that are wanting to be movie extras and want to be like famous like myself, that it's a real honor to be picked, and I hope to do more movies in the very near future.
Mm-hmm. Well, in the meantime, you'll get your TV chops exercised with Special Times with Peter Filosa. So,
and I wanted to say that coming up in my future shows, that my mom and me will be here in November, dressed up as Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus.
oh, wow.
to talk to the kids of Medfield on for my show.
I can't wait for that. That's going to be so fun. Do you love
Yeah.
the holidays?
I love the holidays.
Yeah.
I love dress up as Santa Claus, and my mom and I gotta enjoy that very much. And my mom is my biggest fan, and I appreciate her.
Oh, I bet she appreciates you too.
And I can't wait for November to come for the holidays and be able to be here dressed up as Mr. and Mrs. Claus. And I'm hoping that also to have Steve Tian, if he wins his election in November, I hope to have him and my friend Walter Timothy, who is Steve Tian's mentor at the State House.
Mm-hmm. And
To
Steve's
have
running for state rep?
Yeah, he's running for state rep, Steve Tian. I hope that to have them as future guests
We would love
on
to
my
have you
show,
here. That'd be
and
fun.
that'd be an honor.
Yeah, that would be an honor. So hopefully he wins. We'll see. So what are some of your favorite episodes that you've done in the past, and why?
My favorite show was with Drew,
Yep.
because Drew's been a family friend of me and my parents since I was 8 years old. I did swimming classes with him when I was 8 years old. I met Drew for the first time, and we've been friends ever since. And he did a program called Alternative Leisures over the years, and now he changed the name to Drew's Trips. And I've been to places all over the world, like Hawaii and San Diego. I've been to Yankee Stadium to see the Red Sox play the Yankees. I've been to wrestling events to see the wrestling, to see the Celtics, the Bruins, all over. And the next trip I hope to go on with them is my goal one day is to go see the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I want Drew to have a trip one day in the distant future, not too far away, but I hope he'll have a trip to the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade. That is on my bucket list
Yeah, that would be so fun.
to do someday down the road,
And
just
see
to
all
go
the
to that.
balloons and all the different floats.
And see Santa Claus coming down the road and with his reindeer and all that. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be really cool. I hope you get to do that with them someday.
I hope so too. And Drew Drew, if you're listening, that I'm giving you a shout out. That I'm promoting your show, your program, and I care about you very much, Drew. And I hope all is well, and I hope to see you soon.
I'm sure you will. So let's go back to your show a little bit. So I've never hosted a program before. I've produced programs, but never been here in front of the cameras interviewing people until today. But this is still your show. So as the producer and the host, how do you get ready for your show?
Thanks to my mom and dad, they helped me write up. I write down some questions, and then my parents help me type up the questions, and they help me pick out what I'm going to wear for the show, and they help me write up all the questions over the computer, and help me type it up, and they help me by getting me ready to be on TV all the time, and I appreciate them.
How do you pick your guests for your show?
Depends. It all depends on who wants to be on my show. Like I have to ask people who care about people with special needs and disabilities. Like sometime in the future, I'm also gonna ask for a future guest. I'm gonna ask my friend Bobby, who works for the as a Fenway staff. I'm going to ask him if he would like to be a guest on my show, because he's been a friend of my mom and me's for. He's been a friend of my mom and I for a very long time, and he's a great guy, and I'm lucky to have him as a friend.
Well, I hope he can be on your show, and I hope I get to meet him.
Yeah, he's works at Fenway in the family section.
Very cool. Nice. So, Peter, what else do you think that I should know about you that we haven't talked about today, or I haven't learned from your other episodes?
I enter a lot of radio station contests, and I've won a lot of contests over the years from radio stations here in Boston, like Kiss 108, Mix 104.1, Gemini 4.5. I've won different meet and greets over the years. Mm-hmm. In 2010, I won. I got to have a private meet and greet with the country music legend up in Hartford, Connecticut, the country music legend himself, Mr. Toby Keith.
Wow. That is really exciting.
And I got to go to the Xfinity Center in Hartford, and my dad drove me and my mom up, and my mom and I got to have 3 pictures signed by him and 3 autographed photos.
Wow.
With me and my mom and Toby Keith, and he was larger than life. Very nice guy.
Mm-hmm. That's so exciting that you've met so many famous people.
And I also got a chance to meet the Fray.
Yeah. Oh,
at the Xfinity Center in Mansfield. I won a meet and greet from Kiss 108.
Yeah.
And I got to go backstage, and they played us a private 2-song concert backstage before the show.
Wow.
And that was pretty cool.
So let's switch gears then. So I've asked you a lot of questions. Do you have any questions for me?
I would love to be able to do some volunteer things for Medfield TV sometime in the very near future, like to help with if you need help with like any of the reporting from like different sporting events or whatever. It'd be an honor just to work with you guys on the weekends or whenever.
Yeah, that would be really fun. So if you want to do something like that, or if anybody wants to do something like that, they just have to get in touch with us via email or calling us, and they can fill out a membership form. We'll set up some classes to teach them how to use the equipment or how to
That'd be awesome.
how to be on air, and then they can sign up and help out with different events.
That'd be awesome. I would
Yeah.
love to learn how to do the
And
cameras,
we'd love to teach you.
and
That'd be great.
it'd be an honor.
Yeah. Any other questions that you have for me?
Just tell if you guys hear from my pal Brett, just tell him that Peter says hi, and that I'm glad that he from afar that he keeps tabs on my shows, and that he sees how well I'm doing, and that I do miss him, and I hope that he's doing well.
I'm sure that he is. We'll send this episode to him too, and I'm sure he's watching right now and he's saying hi. So Peter, thank you so much for having me on your show today. Is there anything else that you want to add, or?
Just thank you, Medfield, and I stay tuned for the next episode.
Great. Thanks, Peter. Thanks for having me on your show.
You're welcome.